Okay, welcome to Task 7, Tape Measure and Guidelines. So instead of starting with a blank canvas like I've done several times before, this is actually the same square that I made in creating squares. So we're going to go back over here. We'll go to our top view. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the tape measure in this case. So right here, tape measure, selecting it. And what I can do is I can choose a point, and I can go straight across 10 foot. I can also see what my diagonal is, 14 foot, 1 and 11/16 of an inch. Escape to get out of that. So if I click on this side right here, see how a guideline appears? And that guideline actually is one of the ways we are going to insert a reference, if you will, so that we can more accurately place things like, oops, sorry, just moved my mouse over a little bit too quick, so we can better place other objects like squares or faces, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1 foot over. So I'm going to do 1 foot, and I can put that guideline in. I can put another one in from here, again at 1 foot. And let's say I wanted to use that. This is just one example. I'm going to take another square right here, and that's where my corner is going to go. And then I can use that to create a square that goes all the way out to the here, and or I can use it to help center things. I tend to build things on paper as I am modeling them in the computer. So it takes a little bit sometimes because I end up doing things on paper a little bit and then in the computer, but you have to be able to do both. You can't just rely on the computer because you need to be able to check, because you think you put something in at 1 foot and it doesn't quite look right, and then you go to 3D print it, or in other computer-aided drafting software, you bring it to another machine to cut it, and it turns out you were wrong. So being able to know where things are going to go in the way they should, and using the tape measure to put in guidelines, and then also, I'm going to get out of that, also to not only to put in guidelines, but to also put in references are really important. Or I mean, double check your work, excuse me. That's where I was going with that. So to get rid of those guidelines, just get rid of them with the eraser tool. The other thing that is really important here is to make sure that you're not expecting too much of this measurement tool, because it goes away. Like, you do that and you have a guideline, you've measured it, but pretty quick. So that is task number 7, tape measure and guidelines. See you next time.